Once you decide on active versus passive, the second thing that comes is, should you go for a direct fund or should you go for a regular fund, right? A lot of people have someone in their family, or there is an advisor, or there is a distributor at some level who acts as a middleman, right? So he will come and tell you that, hey, let's structure your mutual fund product, this and that. And the NAV difference is where he makes his commission, right? So he'll not charge anything from you, but he gets kickback from the mutual funds on which you are invested in, right? Now in India, because the penetration of mutual funds was not very high, we needed financial products to reach people. So okay, keeping distribution in mind became key, and that gave a segue for investors to start investing in and look at how to look at investing in the first place. So if you look at the middlemen, should you opt for a middleman, should you opt for a distributor, or should you go direct? I think there are three questions that you, or rather the four things that you need to see before you can zero in on a direct plan, or let's say a regular plan. Number one is the distributor adding value, right? Is this advisor / consultant is someone who adds value, gives you perspectives, tells you when to, let's say, top up, or when to maybe take out some money if you need it, is a little opportunistic, is a little involved, although that's not something that you would want to do ideally on a day-to-day basis, but is involved. Is he dependable? Is he trustable? Right? These are the three things you need to evaluate. One basic checkpoint that can give you the answer to all these three things, that is he doing unnecessary churns with your portfolio? Because see, what happens is, from time to time there is a new NFO, which is a new fund offer, and to sell this NFO to clients, a lot of times distributors get a commission on top to do this, right? So obviously, to run their shop, they need to bring this to their clients, tell them that, hey, there's a new fund, this is great, this and that. But what ends up happening is, that you might end up unnecessarily churning your existing portfolio. So you may have certain goals, you may have certain goal-based investing or certain plans that you are anyway doing. And by doing this, what ends up happening is you may end up churning a lot of this, because of which maybe you end up, hampering or interrupting the compounding process that, let's say, went ahead or was something that you did. So that is something which can give you a good perspective of whether this middleman that you have is dependable or not. The second thing is let's say a direct mutual fund, where you and I can just go to the mutual fund's website, create our folio, link our bank account, and start investing in the fund. Now there, the challenge that I see is, unless you're very disciplined, it is prone to a lot of churns. And what happens is, when there's a great year, it leads to redemptions. When there's a bad year, maybe you would not top up that money, right? Maybe there are no redemptions, right? Because let's say the tax laws give you an opportunity to harvest capital gains of up to 1 lakh in a year. Maybe you don't end up doing that, right? And you're like, okay, let the money compound or whatever. And when there are years or when there are months of underperformance, you suddenly realize, hey, what's happening, right? So that's the difference between a direct and a regular mutual fund.